Hello, fellow fumblers, and welcome to another episode of the Film Fumblers Show, the show where four friends fumble through your favorite films. Today, we are reviewing Heavy Metal, a movie released in 1981 and directed by Gerald Potterton. So without further ado, my name is Adrian.
I'm Jay.
Hi, I'm Taryn.
What's up? It's James.
All right, boys. Let's go right into the shot.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh wow.
Take the
I'm
shot.
kinda
Did
scared.
you forget?
No,
No,
introduction. No saying what's up
No,
to the
we're not-
friends
we're
and
not-
the family
Chat.
tonight.
We need this.
Hi,
James
chat.
needs this. He just got roasted in chat right before this. So,
Yeah.
all right, cheers, guys.
Ended this man's
Cheers.
career.
Whew. Oh boy.
I always look like I'm
Ooh.
doing a dance move when I take my
Pull
shot
your
because I don't want my
headset
headset to
Yeah.
fall
You're
off.
holding your head.
I'm like doing like some what is that, like a sprinkler or
Some
something?
headphones.
Sprinkler.
Yeah, I'm
The
like,
DJ.
Hold your headset away to drink, dude.
Ooh,
that shot
Gross.
hit.
Boy, that did
Way
not mix
later.
well with
This Jägermeister cold brew
what?
was not good, dude. It was not good at all.
Dude, it's probably like 20 ABV. Don't be a bitch.
It was also
Oh,
warm.
wow.
Warm.
It's
Oh,
33? 33,
okay.
dude.
It's
Yeah.
not 40.
Jaeger's best when it's like
It was in the
wherever
fridge,
it's
Right in
from.
the freezer. Yeah, you got to pull it out of the freezer.
It was
The
in the fridge, but
commercials.
James's
Cold brew,
house
though?
caught on fire, dude. His fucking internet went out. He went through a
Oh, yeah.
tunnel. By the time we got back, it was warm.
Yeah.
Ah, shit.
That is true,
Hey, but I'm here,
James.
Against all odds, I wasn't
That's-
gonna make this episode.
That's a commitment
I'm
that I
here.
like to see right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just out here doing it.
So, Heavy Metal, this one was a new fan submission. Won at Marbles and picked Heavy Metal.
Beginner's luck.
Yeah, their
Shout 'em
first ever
out.
time playing.
Corman.
What's
Brandon.
What's his Brandon.
Brandon, aka Corman.
Corman. as we know
AKA
him by.
one of the only people that'll play League with me these days. Love you.
Okay.
Damn.
Nobody,
True.
I mean.
Yeah, but I'd never heard of this one, but apparently
Really?
we're doing
You never even
back-to-back-
heard of it?
No,
Sorry.
we're doing back-to-back cult classics apparently because
What do we do?
this
last
has a
week?
huge following too. Akira.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Yeah. Akira.
What was the last movie?
Also from
Yeah.
the 80s. Akira's 88, right? And then this is 81.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So you
big
had
jump.
never seen the cover or anything?
I feel like maybe I
Had
had
to,
seen the
though.
cover but thought it was just a heavy metal album. You know what I mean? Like cuz it
Right,
straight up
yeah.
looks like
Yeah.
a metal album,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Can I? Okay.
And then
let me just
Go ahead.
my backstory on this.
Give
It's
us
kinda-
a synopsis.
What's the scoop?
Growing up, my mom super into 80s hair metal. Not the best kind of metal, personally. It's there, but like, so obviously I was aware.
Queensryche isn't the best band
If you're
to touch
forced
this
to-
century.
They're very good,
Yeah.
but they're not the. I wouldn't say the best, but
If you're
anyway.
forced to
gonna be
have it as a
texting you,
kid,
dude. Better
then
watch
you're
it.
not going to like it as an adult. So,
So I was aware of this movie because it's called Heavy Metal. I love heavy metal, right? Oh, this is a movie. It's a cartoon. I'm a little kid. This is awesome. And then I
Oh,
see,
How
Oh,
she
no.
let you watch this?
I see
oh no.
TVMA. I'm like, oh, what does that mean? Oh, there's boobies. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm a little
Oh,
kid. I'm
no.
freaking out, dude. Oh my god, heavy
Oh,
metal and
no.
boobies. This is amazing.
Dude,
And that's all I
Okay,
know. That's
okay.
all I
Did
remember.
you watch this as a small
Taryn's
child?
mother,
Yeah.
turn off the stream now because I'm going to say something controversial.
Oh no.
Taryn
boy.
found himself to this movie. Didn't he?
It's not true.
You found.
That's not
found. Taryn's got a type, and it's double D's stacked up to the top, baby. Damn, Taryn. He found a type, and he was very young when he found it.
Wow.
Way too young, if I'm being honest.
Oh,
She didn't show me the
man.
movie. She didn't show me the movie. It was just on TV. Don't.
Stumbled upon it.
Oh, damn.
That's
But she
awesome.
walked by
That's
the
all
room
I
and she's
knew.
just like, I'm proud of you, son. It's heavy metal.
It's heavy metal. It's got some metal.
He's gonna
Yeah.
have to.
Which is funny for the title because I feel like the metal was very sparingly. But so
Oh.
I did some digging. I didn't know that there was a heavy metal magazine. My
Yeah,
age
it's
is
I
showing.
thought it was a comic. It's a magazine. I guess
It's
Oh,
an
it's close
entire
enough.
magazine. It's similar to Mad Mag, like Mad TV.
Dude.
Okay.
So it's short science fiction, sort of that kind of genre of comic books, and so there was like this niche audience that wanted to see this return to the big screen for whatever reason, and they got $9 million to do it.
Wow.
My mom just
9
texted me, just talking chat, Mom. She said,
million
she said I
dollars.
did not let you watch this movie.
I did not-
I was trying to steer away. It was
I
just on
just have
TV.
to-
I
I-
don't know.
How is this
Yeah.
on TV? This is like some.
We had
well,
what's cable with the
Yeah,
next
the
level of
HBO.
it, you know?
Yeah, they had
Yeah,
Dangcast
HBO.
TV, dude. Every
Yeah.
time you went
Skinamax.
over,
Yeah.
there was like 1,000 channels, and
Yeah.
no doubt you could find this on there.
Skinamax. Oh
it's
God,
Yeah.
I'm nostalgiaing at some
This was
sleepovers.
this was before.
I never had
James,
cable as a kid.
James?
But
I remember
at-
one
at-
specifically, but I'm not going
Oh,
Oh,
to
no.
detail it.
don't
James has
expose
got-
me in 4K.
Anyway,
I mean, we're not streaming in
James got
4K
red as a fire truck.
Adrian had a point that he was making. What was that?
because I'm drunk.
What was the point that I was even making? I forgot. I honestly forgot because I was thinking about James as
Yeah.
a small child seeing
Firm
boobs.
Oh my
Fumblers.
God! Hashtag firm fumblers in the chat. Woo! Oh my God! You know what? We actually had a conversation
That's
over some beers tonight about being amongst friends and having some firm times. Just
Oh, no.
when times are really hard and you just stick it out together. And
There was
and
a lot of
we got each other's
euphemisms in that
backs.
sentence.
Yeah, we got each other's backs.
When times are
And
okay.
yeah.
Wow.
Oh man, this is
Ten-
already
Sounds
where
like a
this
deep dive.
conversation has gone. But I
Wow.
This is the horniest movie we've done by a lot.
This movie. I literally when I watched the movie, I messaged all of you
Yeah.
guys and I said, "Is heavy metal a hentai? Like, where are we going
It-
with this?"
It would.
I've
be.
seen more titties in this movie than I have in my entire life.
in his entire
Like,
marriage, he's seen more titties.
Oh shit, we roasted.
Christ.
We burned it. Damn, tonight's getting hot. We're getting hot. We're getting hot. We gotta stay on your toes tonight. I don't think I can.
Wow.
I'm to the ropes. No. But yeah, I was just like, what is this, Corman? You are a sick
You're a
pervert,
sick individual,
and I
but
love
like
you.
it.
Yeah, I love you.
Respect.
Just opening thoughts. I was just like, where are we going? Where are we going? Art style was kind of sick, kind of cool.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Like it was
It felt-
there was a weird I almost thought it was like have you guys ever seen I don't know the name of the movie, something Vincent, it's about Vincent Van Gogh, where it's
Oh,
realistic
yeah,
Vincent
yeah.
Van Gogh. I thought it was kind of
yeah.
like that, where it was like, even though I know that's different, but it felt like it was like mo-capped real
Yeah.
people
What is that called?
in the beginning. In the
Rotoscoping?
beginning.
Rotoscoping. That's what Disney used for like Snow White and shit.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, I could see that.
Yeah.
For me, it felt like you fell asleep watching Family Guy, and then Robot Chicken comes on, and then like 3 hours later, you wake up
Yeah.
and you look
This is
at
what's on.
whatever the fuck is
it's
on Adult Swim.
It's XX extra Adult Swim. Like it's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the vibe that I
went
had the whole
places.
time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Which was like a
Which is
It's a cool
basically
vibe.
how I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah.
which is basically oh
It,
no,
it
It
was.
adds
I mean,
up.
you think early '80s, right? '81 is that when it came
Yeah.
out?
81.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're kind of bleeding into this like animation style that's like in an in between. You know, we're coming out of the classic Disney style. We're going into all these new things, and
Yeah.
it's just like a product of it. But it was cool. Like I enjoyed it, and I thought I wouldn't because at first it felt kind of slow and weird. But like you just get used to it, and it worked.
It was fun. It was interesting. Whenever I think of just old things, like I feel like, is it just me or is like whenever I think of old things, I just think of uptight assholes. Like I think of I was like
Yeah, there
like I feel like
That makes
like
sense.
I'm like, this is controversial as fuck. This movie was crazy. Like
I don't know.
were there articles about keep
There
your
had to
children
have
away
been.
from this movie, like
Yeah,
this kind
probably.
of stuff, and like you know
It was, for
it was
sure.
something off the beat. But I think I did a little bit of research just about heavy metal mag. Like it was that kind of thing. It was just against the grain. It was just not the norm. Like those die hard like fuck fuck the system kind of people were
Right.
were ready for this. And I was just like, man, were people cool back then?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
There was
dude.
like in the 80s, there was the whole satanic panic, right? And like there was a lot of uptightness, but there was also, I feel like, a lot of cocaine. Like, and just
Yeah.
everyone was just doing fucking drugs.
And that's
and
what
like
I
it
was thinking too.
crazy.
I was like, oh, everyone's like
So
psychedeliced out, like
Yep.
70s and those kinds of
It's
stuff. I
probably
was
yeah,
right
there
like,
was
the
a
end
lot
of
of
Yeah.
cocaine, a lot of acid. Yeah.
makes
Well,
sense.
no, that was like in the middle of it because like the whole disco scene was like late 70s, very early 80s. It was like a 2-year thing or some shit, but it was
2 years.
just
Wow.
or the
It was
disco.
quick,
I mean,
dude. It was
it was
quick.
it was one of the
Yeah.
quickest, one of the
Yeah.
shortest like music phenomenons that had ever hit anything ever. I think.
Oh.
But that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, like no, I don't know. When I think of old shit, a lot of times I just think of like, oh, okay, yeah, they were on cocaine, like and that's like why this happened.
And for
You know,
me, I
like-
don't know. I always like just think they're uptight and assholes. I don't know why. Maybe we've
I don't know.
regressed. Maybe we need to do more drugs, guys.
We don't do a lot of
Maybe.
drugs. We
Yeah.
drink a
Or
lot.
4 friends
Yeah.
who trip on balls to your favorite
Trip on.
films.
To your,
Trip on balls. We just drink balls.
Yeah.
What are we doing? We
Oh, there we go.
gargling balls. What are we
to
doing?
your favorite wallpaper texture, because that's what.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Just to
okay.
talk
Yeah.
about the controversial part really quick, like I feel like that was just kind of built in with the brand of like heavy metal, right? Like
Right. Yeah.
That's crazy.
people
I'll-
already generally knew to like, oh, keep your kids away, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy because 81, that is way before, like, I feel like heavy metal was a thing. I wasn't alive back then, but, like, I imagine, like, 86 is, like, when is, like, this is a real thing.
When it really started getting
Because,
around.
like, even the
Yeah.
music in the
Nine-
movie isn't, I wouldn't
Well, and that's
call it heavy
yeah.
metal. You know,
No,
That's
most
what
Oh,
of
James
it.
was saying.
yeah.
He was just like, this doesn't. It was like kind of lackluster for heavy metal, but it was just like in '81. I don't know. This
That's
is
probably the
stuff that
heaviest
like you
music
didn't
for
want.
They
sure.
played
Stuff you didn't want your
Devo,
children
dude.
listening.
Yeah,
They
that's
played
true.
Devo twice, thrice. They played it like 3 times. I'm like, bro, isn't that pop
Yeah.
music in those times? But like I don't know. It's just kind of. It threw me for a loop a little bit. I was like, okay,
Mhm.
what when we get into, but I don't know. 81 is very
It's
early.
early, dude.
It is.
Yeah.
And like
$9
here's what.
million budget, only
That's
$500,000
Box
in the
office?
box office.
Oh my god, that's a
Jesus.
shitter, dude. Is that the worst box office movie we've ever done? That has to be. That's so
Oh,
bad.
I would be
Holy
surprised
shit.
if it's not. Holy God.
That's so bad.
I didn't research
But
anything. This is
there's-
amazing. This is
Yeah, no,
awesome.
that's a great intel. But okay, so here's something that I did want to talk about is, like I just said earlier, we did Akira last week, 1988, and I think in that episode I was kind of just like, okay, we had a conversation about animation in general and about how Akira kind of popularized that style of animation like worldwide. And also it was just like, oh, James kind of mentioned something like, but it was so graphic, it was like it was violent. And I was like, yeah, like it needed to be that. But that was 88. They were doing this shit in 81. This is way more graphic, way more titties.
More
Then in
graphic. I
88.
don't think it's more graphic.
This
Forget
is more
Akira had
graphic,
yeah.
titties.
Akira
even
had
talk about-
heads exploding and shit. I don't know. There was just kind of some blood, I feel like.
I don't
mean,
know,
maybe
dude.
we're
The-
desensitized, but
People
Akira was
literally
more fun.
melted, man.
Can I correct the gross? Okay. So we got IMDb saying that it was 546,000 gross, but
Okay.
Wikipedia says 20 million. So
Gross?
somebody's lying.
So
here.
there, okay, and then there's
somebody's
probably
lying here.
there's a thing there that happens with cult classics because like there's a lot of cult classics that on release they did terribly,
Yeah.
and then
Right.
people just watch, like Rocky Horror Picture Show. That's one that's
Yeah.
just like, I think box office was complete shit, and then people just love it 20 years later, or 10 years
Yeah.
later. So it's like I don't know.
It's like a
kind of-
lifetime
That's what
box
a
office.
cult,
movie.
Yeah.
cult classic kind of is, right? I mean,
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Pretty
what that
much, yeah.
yeah.
Which is like an interesting phenomenon, right? Like, how do you make something that nobody likes, and then like 10 years later, people are super into it? I don't know.
That's
That's
weird.
crazy.
That's so weird because
Yeah.
Dude, and that's what I fucking.
What is
That's
it?
what I said about Rampage. I was just like, are these gonna be those classics where it's just like people? And I
No
don't want to bring
fucking
it back
way,
to
dude.
Rampage. I'm
It's
just
not
saying,
niche
like,
enough. It's not. It's
No,
no, you're
not.
right. You're right. You're
It's
right.
not
You're right.
groundbreaking enough. And I'm saying yes, heavy metal's groundbreaking.
But
Okay.
like, was it in
No.
1981? Maybe.
I don't
So
know.
Maybe it
okay,
was.
so a different movie that we've done, Back to the Future, was playing at the brewery we were just at moments ago.
Okay. What is that? 80. When is Back to the Future?
I don't know, but I was just gonna say, like, the quote is just like, "Oh, if you guys aren't digging this, like, your kids are gonna love this," or whatever. You know that quote was
Oh,
that's
yeah.
like cult
Yeah.
classic in a
Yeah.
nutshell, right? I don't know.
Yeah. Back to the Future, by the way,
Crazy.
85. So.
Wow.
I guess it makes sense
yeah.
in this context because
It was
Like we were
so
talking about,
early
there was
for
like
its time, dude. I think.
there was like a society like based conflict with heavy metal, and now people I feel generally don't care that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's that weird screamo music. That's what
Yeah,
they call it.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like not a big
Screamo.
deal.
Why does everything screamo? Why do people call it screamo?
It's
Because they
It's just
scream.
a, like,
there's just
the
I don't
most
know. You
common
can figure it out.
term comes at the top?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I think
Yeah.
parents are more concerned now about what is that guy who released the whole Devil music video
Lil
in the
Nas
shoes?
X?
Lil Nas, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Icon.
Like
Icon.
that's what they're like. People are concerned about. They're like, okay, heavy metal can do its thing. We enjoyed heavy metal, right?
Call me
Back
when
in
you
like,
want.
but
Yeah.
it's a whole different type of rap music. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's to go to that whole nostalgia thing, or like your kids are gonna love this. You don't like it, but your kids are. It's so weird that happens with not just movies, but like music too. I see my little nephews that I have that are like. The other day, I saw him like wearing a Smashing Pumpkin shirt, and I was like, "What the fuck, Smashing Pumpkin?" I was like, "That's
so
cool, man."
random.
Yeah, I was just
Wow.
like,
Yeah.
"What?"
Name 3 songs, bro.
Where did they get that? I'm like so curious.
That
Yeah, and
meme.
I'm just
That
like,
meme.
"You like Smashing Pumpkin?" Yeah, but
Well, think about it.
Who's
Think
selling
about it.
that
Like,
T-shirt for kids? That's crazy.
I don't know.
but think about it. We were those kids in like
Right.
middle school and high school, right?
Christina Maiden,
We-
Metallica, Megadeth,
Yeah.
Slayer, all of that.
We wore those shirts, and don't
Still
fucking
do.
tell me that
I'm
no
just kidding.
older teacher or whatever ever came up to you and was like,
Oh yeah,
"Yo, yeah, you know, like, damn, that's good shit right there." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
you don't
it
understand.
happened.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like I don't know. It's cool though.
Yeah.
Right.
Mr.
It's cool.
Brugger. Shout out Mr. Brugger. He
Oh
was
yeah.
a big Megadeth fan.
The best.
And I was like, name 3 songs, bitch.
Dude, we sucked.
You're
in
like
high school. Oh my
14.
God.
Yeah, I was like, name 3 songs,
It's just
bro.
like I saw them at the launch pad, dude. Like fuck you. or then you like the launch pad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Mr. Denton too. He was one of those guys at West Mesa.
That was me, so I never heard of him.
Yeah, he
I-
taught like economics or something.
That's cool.
He was super chill. But I walked in with an AniMAYtion shirt the first day, and he was like, "You know, the older crew of the metalheads. You know those guys? Yeah. All right, cool." Like it was just like this unspoken.
He's
like
he's a super Republican dude, but he was low key cool.
he was really
Right?
cool. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
he left. He was in business for years. And then
Yeah,
he left business to teach,
Hmm.
and like
Wow.
that was like the thing that he wanted to do. You know.
yeah.
And he was a good fucking teacher, dude.
I remembered
He
him
was
because he
cool.
was like, you guys. He would always tell us, he's like, you guys are gonna go to college and you guys are gonna all be socialists. He's like, when you grow up, you're all gonna be Republicans just like me. And I was like, okay, dude. But he was cool. He was chill ass
He was
motherfucker.
really cool.
Badass
Yeah.
dude.
I actually remember
Really cool dude.
wearing the Hollow Be Thy Name Iron Maiden shirt. Shout out to Alonzo. I love that song. I remember a teacher was like, "Do you like that band or do you just like the art on it?" Like he was like kind of hesitant. I was like, "No, I love this band." And he was like, "Hell yeah, dude!" He was like all into it. I was like, "That's crazy."
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not. That's the cult part, right? Like,
Yeah.
you're
Mhm.
just automatically close with someone.
Yeah,
because of
they're
one
part of
thing
your
that you-
tribe.
Yeah,
Dude, even
Like,
okay,
they, like,
shout out.
trust them almost.
That's
They're
why.
like,
Shout
Okay,
out-
real quick. That's why I still wear this dumb shit because I'm so fucking shy and awkward that like maybe this is what it
Like
does.
the
Like
conversation
that's enough
stuff.
to get someone to be like, "Oh shit," you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
subconsciously, that's why I wear all this shit.
Right.
Shout out Mr. Brugger again. Dude was actually the homie because we saw him in the pit. He was
Oh,
actually there
shit.
at one of the
I
concerts.
didn't remember you guys talking about
He
that.
had
In the
had
pit?
like a he was there in a pit with a beer, and I was like, damn,
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Brugger gets down.
When they have a
I mean,
sip.
he was like on the, he was like
The edge, it's fine.
getting thrashed, but he was still like down to get thrashed. But he had like the mohawk that was long, but like he tied it up in a bun, but his sides were shaved, and then like he would try to like not let anybody knew that he smoked, and he would like hotbox his car with cigarettes and stuff.
Oh god.
He
All
was
right,
a
so
homie.
Wow.
let's hop back into heavy metal and
Wait, we're
talk
doing
about-
a movie? What do you mean?
just we are actually recording a movie review, I think. I don't know how much reviewing that is really going to be happening with this movie.
I mean, we
'cause
don't
it's so
have to.
off the walls. No, absolutely. But I do want to talk about like just kind of opening scene. I was like into it, like the whole fucking
The like
ridiculousness of a car coming out of a fucking spacecraft and then like parachuting into Earth and then driving. Like it felt like, is this homie's commute? Like this is like how he gets home from work.
Dude,
Yeah.
it was literally fucking Tesla in anime form.
Red Bull.
Oh, that's
fucking-
right. There's a
With
roadster
the
up
guy in the
orbiting.
car,
Yeah.
and it has like a spacesuit in it. It looked like shot for shot the same fucking shit, man. It was weird. I was
Right,
like,
yeah.
"Hmm."
The opening.
But then he lands
shit
and
was
like
cool.
drives, which was sick.
It was like 3D, like but not. It was cool. I like that
Yeah.
a lot.
And that's what I was saying. That the art style like instantly
worked.
grabbed me. Like
It
I was
worked.
like,
Okay.
is this 3D? Is it mocapped kind of shit? I was like, where are we going with this? Like I was like instantly, my eye was looking towards that.
So I agree on the opening scene, but the rest of the movie, I don't think the art style was very good. It was kind of ugly, maybe on purpose. It was almost.
It
It was almost
it
chicken
dropped
scratch.
a million times. It like
What do you mean? Like the quality dropped? What do you mean?
there was moments when the big buff fucking Vin Diesel homie was blue, and then he was green, and then he was black,
Yeah.
and then he was tan, and then he was white. And then even I was watching those areolas, them areolas was changing all kinds of
There were
colors.
like flowers at one
They
point.
looked like
Yeah.
hearts. They looked like like flowers, and then they were circle, and they were huge, and they were small. And I was just like, "What is going on?" I was like,
James was like going crazy on his
just-
notes with those areolas.
Wow.
He was like, "What shapes are they?"
Had a
today?"
page for
Uh,
areolas.
yeah."
Did anyone look this up? Is this all one studio? Does anyone like know?
Dude, okay.
No clue.
Did you really not look anything up, Tan?
No, I didn't.
Oh, dude. Okay.
I
it
forgot
might
about the
change
movie
your
once it
opinion of
ended.
this movie.
Here we
dude.
go. Here we go.
It might change your opinion. Okay. This movie, dude, there's like a big backstory to this. Basically, they were gonna do a remake of
Of
this
what?
movie
Oh, recently?
of
What do you
Heavy
mean?
Metal in 2008.
Didn't they
Okay.
make
Oh,
one
yeah.
in 2000 called Heavy Metal 2000?
That was like a spin-off sequel. This is
Okay,
different. They're
alright.
gonna do a remake.
I see.
Okay.
Mhm.
And they had paired up with the studios that they wanted and with the directors and stuff.
Yeah.
And Paramount dropped it. They were like, nobody wants this shit anymore. It's too risky. Blah blah blah. We're not
Right.
gonna do it.
Yes.
It basically sat in limbo for years, while more people got involved, like Robert Rodriguez, Zack Snyder, Guillermo del Toro,
Oh
like
my
all these people are
God.
getting involved, right?
James
Wow.
Cameron.
No
Cameron.
way.
Yes.
Tenacious D, Jack
Of course.
Black.
Yeah.
So I can see
like-
that more than James fucking Cameron.
Okay, production is stalled indefinitely. Okay,
Uh-huh.
it's not happening. Nobody can
2008,
get
you
this
said?
fucking thing
Real quick,
made.
Sorry. Yeah, 2008?
This is over a span of years.
Okay.
It started in 2008.
All right.
Then in
Until
2011, Robert Rodriguez bought the rights to Heavy Metal. They
He owns the rights to this shit? That's wild.
Yeah. They planned out this whole ass thing. They wanted to do it as a TV show instead of a movie. And
Yes.
it came to Netflix, and it's called Love, Death, and Robots.
No way, dude.
Yes.
No fucking
That
way,
is
dude.
the remake of Heavy Metal, dude.
yes.
Wow. That
Yes.
is the fact of the fucking show.
No way.
Holy
No
shit.
Isn't that
fucking way.
insane?
Yes.
Doesn't that blow your fucking mind?
That actually does, because
Wow.
that show is really fucking good.
That's absolutely gonna bump Terrence's score up like 4
It's
points.
not. It's definitely not.
I don't know what it was,
because that
but
show's good and this shit is not good. But like, there's no connection.
Yeah.
There's no fucking through line
Okay,
to
I
that
was gonna
show.
say-
But it's
because-
loosely
No.
inspired by. So it's
Maybe
like
I don't.
it's
I
loosely
don't
inspired
see
by.
it. I don't see it.
They
dude.
took
There's
the
no
structure.
through
But yeah,
line.
Okay.
David Fincher.
Anthology. Yeah, I get that.
Sci-fi anthology animated had never,
Yeah.
basically never happened, and hasn't happened until Love, Death, and Robots.
Yeah.
Holy
Like
shit.
nobody else has done it.
Holy
Yeah.
fuck. That's cool.
So
So-
David Fincher is this is Gone Girl.
yeah,
Yeah.
Woo!
Zodiac.
nailed it.
Our only Patreon episode that you can catch on our Patreon.
oh god, don't tell them that, James. They're gonna go looking for it.
Wink.
You can't find
Wink.
that there.
You might be
One
able
day,
to.
maybe one day.
Yeah,
After this
eventually. I mean,
episode.
if you're
Maybe after
listening to
this
this in-
episode.
If you're listening to this in like 2024, maybe.
The link probably works.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
That's
Film
fucking
Fumblers.com
crazy,
still.
dude.
Yeah, Love, Death,
Yeah.
and
That's
Robots.
fucking crazy. Have you
Crazy,
guys
huh?
Is
seen
a
the second-
spiritual. No, I haven't seen any of it.
the second season?
I haven't
I
seen
just
it.
watched it. It takes like an hour to watch. It's fucking quick. It's
You
really
guys
good.
haven't seen the first one?
I need to fucking
It's-
do it, man.
it's
I
really
keep
good.
saying this, I need to just do it.
It's
They're
honestly
short.
good.
The whole
It's so
season
easy to
now.
watch because some episodes are like 11 minutes, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like they're quick. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
literally watched the whole second season in like an hour. Like it. But it's
Well,
so
like,
different
okay.
because every episode is so different. The art style is so
Yeah.
different. Some are 2D,
Which is
some
what
are
this-
3D.
which
but
is
this
what
movie,
this
that's why I
movie
wanted to
is.
know.
I was
because
just gonna say,
they're
yeah,
all
like that.
very similar besides the opening. Is why I
There,
was
there,
asking.
the storylines in this movie, like it takes us through quite a few. Granted, the art style is pretty much the same throughout, but we're like
No,
going through all of these different universes so fast. It's like it's weird. It almost doesn't make sense, and it's
Yeah.
just like this little orb thing, just saying like, no, look at this fucking weird ass clip for 15 minutes. There's a lot of boobs.
There's
and
a
then-
lot of.
And like
Yeah.
it's just, this girl's like 12 years old. Her dad just melted, and she's like, "Oh, what the fuck? Okay, I guess." Yeah, she's making weird.
That's the thing, is it was essentially split into like 5 episodes, and each director studio did their own. And then they just like
For heavy metal.
Yeah, for
For-
heavy metal.
Right.
Um,
Wait, this
Okay.
movie?
yeah.
So they're all
So,
different
like-
studios.
They're all different. Yeah.
Why are they so similar? That's so crazy. Maybe it's just the technology back then, or what?
Well, I think like this is not something that would necessarily fly as a show back then, but
Yeah, what would they air it on? That's
Dude,
crazy.
like,
Yeah.
fuck it, we'll do it as a movie. But then they
Toonami,
like didn't
bro.
really tell anybody, right? That everything is kind of separate. And I think you're supposed to like infer that from the orb somehow.
Yeah. How
'Cause
long
it's
did
all
it take
been,
you
like,
guys to
not that
realize
separate.
it was an anthology? It was like maybe the
It
third
took me a
one.
fucking
I
while,
was like,
dude.
oh, I get it.
Dude, I was so fucking set on the fucking taxi driver. Like, I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
Oh, yeah.
let's
set it
go.
up so
I was ready
good.
for it. I was ready.
I
for
was
it,
like,
yeah.
this is awesome. Let's go. I'm ready to see the slums of New York
And then
City
it's
in
gone.
fucking whatever year. And then it
Yeah,
just
in
ends.
2031, literally 10 years from now.
That
I'm
was
pretty sure that's the
easily
date that was
20
on there,
years.
right?
That was easily the best.
Oh my god, I'm so stupid.
Dude, 10
Anyway,
years, man.
anyway.
We're
What were you saying,
21,
Jay?
man.
What were you saying?
That was
Jay?
easily the best chapter, or whatever we're gonna call it.
Yeah,
The tax-
let's call it a chapter, sure.
Dude, it was so good.
The
I was
world building
like-
was really fun in there. Like it
It
worked.
the
Yeah,
the
it was.
taxi driver one?
Yeah.
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 I want the whole movie of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I
It
was
would be
ready. I was ready. And like you could totally feel that. Like it was like they hired these voice actors and some were garbage, some were
Dude,
fucking trash.
John
The
Candy, are you-
animations, the
John Candy's in it,
animation,
yeah.
so
the,
bad.
the animation, dude, isn't the only name that I noticed was the one dude who just passed away recently. Ooh, anybody?
All I remember is
Wasn't,
John Candy and
John
the guy
Candy
from
is-
Schitt's Creek. What's his name? Dan Levy? Eugene
Oh,
Levy.
Eugene
yeah.
Levy.
Eugene Levy, yeah.
Yeah, didn't he just pass away recently?
No,
No.
he's
No,
he's
he's
still
alive.
alive.
He's-
You're thinking of oh man, I'm not gonna remember.
Okay,
But-
anyways.
Dude,
But like
okay.
like the voice acting did like not match the severity of some scenes, and I was
Yeah.
just like, they just like picked these people and they were like, okay, you're gonna do this small part of the movie, and like it was just so lackluster. Like it fucking hurt sometimes. It was
Does anyone
bad.
even know who Eugene Levy was? I don't know still.
I know he's in Schitt's Creek.
No,
That's
yeah, in the movie though, like who was he?
oh, who he what character he
played.
was.
Oh, he was Captain Stern. You couldn't tell at
I
all.
literally did not pay attention
I
to
don't know
that
who
whole
Captain
fucking that chapter.
Yeah.
I was like, this is dumb as shit. I did not pay
Yeah,
attention to that one.
Oh yeah, Eugene Levy is not the guy who I was thinking of. I'm thinking of the other guy that died recently.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was easily the worst episode. But
Yeah.
you really couldn't tell it was him. Like I was just like,
Wait, is that the one where
get up
the
and I knew
space guy
beforehand.
fucking
the
in
space
court?
guy who's like a rapist?
Trial.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
that was it was bad.
It was
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
And like coincidentally, that was the scene that my girlfriend got home from work too, and I was just like, this movie's weird, but like just I don't know. I felt like I had to. Granted, it would have been weirder if she came in for the whole caveman scene where there's just tits. No one. The bras didn't exist then, I guess, but
Yeah.
there was a lot of fucking
Dude,
animated tits.
oh my god. That was actually like an annoying thing about this movie is there's like what 4 women characters. One is the 12-year-old at the beginning, and the rest are just naked. I'm just like,
Yeah, the rest. Are
Yeah.
what? Like,
Yeah.
why, dude? It was so
Horny
weird.
teenager
Because it was like
movie.
1981.
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean, sure.
Big double D'd up, fam.
It was
It's
just
like
weird. I don't know.
yeah.
yeah.
Different times,
They
I
all
guess.
sort of look the same. You just kind of like can't.
Well,
really-
like that's the whole thing with the cab driver chapter, right? It's just like this damsel in distress, and he's just like, "Oh, I guess I'll take you home," and then she just like throws herself on
Yeah.
him, and he's just like, "Okay, I guess I'll have sex with you."
Watching
Yeah,
it
whatever.
with Scotty.
Yeah.
Just, okay, dude. Right when it came off.
Yeah.
It's so
dude,
funny.
dude.
I thought it was
He-
gonna be a
the-
dream sequence, but it just wasn't.
One of the best lines. He was like, "I gave her the stars and stripes" or some shit. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, "America, baby."
Yeah,
that was
like,
hilarious.
It's so weird. That was like still kind of my favorite chapter, but it was also like so bad. Like the
Yeah.
the narration on it was just like, are you
Cheesy, dude.
serious? So
Yeah.
cheesy. But I mean, again, 1981. That's just like shit was just cheesy and weird back then. Maybe I don't know. I was
Okay. Speaking of boobies and cheesy, did you guys watch
Cheesy
the South
boobs?
Park episode that's ripping on this?
Cheesing, dude. Yes, I did
haven't.
watch it.
I watched it earlier today. It's honestly pretty funny. So all the kids, they're all whatever, like they getting high on random shit, and the guy tells them like about cat piss makes you high, and they start
Yeah.
calling it cheesing. I'm cheesing or
Oh,
whatever. They
no.
have this
Yeah.
little harness the cat sits in, and they just like spray fucking piss in your face, and you get high as shit. Every time
Oh,
someone gets high, it's
God.
literally just heavy metal. Like it
They
almost,
go- yeah.
No.
it's almost
They go
shot for
into
shot,
the-
just heavy metal. It's so funny, dude.
Yeah, they
Wow.
get high and they go into the heavy metal universe.
And
And,
every
like,
Oh,
there's so much
shit.
more boobs. Everything is boobs. The
All of the
mountains are
planets are
boobs.
boobs.
Everything is
Yeah.
just it's so fucking funny,
Yeah.
dude.
It's called the episode. It's season 12, episode 3 of South Park. The episode is called Major Boobage.
Yeah.
Shout out to Daniela for messaging our film.
Yeah.
Fumblers.
I
So
watched
like
it.
how do they how do they show that on TV? Or is like
No,
it's, like,
okay,
super
so they don't
censored, or
sh-
is
they
like
don't
it's
sh-
only a
It's only like boobs, like the mountains are boobs, like that kind of stuff. It doesn't show the actual characters.
nipple.
Yeah.
But the aliens have regular human breasts, and they show them full frontal. But they're aliens, so like,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. South Park
so weird.
fucking everything. So,
The
but
human
yeah, I watched
characters
that.
have like one little piece of tape across, like it's covered, but everything else is
Yeah.
boobs.
Yeah, you know that scene where the main like badass sword chick is like strapped into that thing, and like her boobs are exposed, but like there's that tiny little strip covering her lower half. Like that's pretty much what South Park does, but just also with boobs. Like
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
it's hilarious.
Pretty
It reminded me, I was just like, South Park is really good. I need to watch more of it. It's just so
I'm like, ah.
ridiculous.
Always topical.
It's always topical. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great episode. But yeah, okay. So let's talk about like some other chapters, I guess. So we talked about the cab driver. Is the next one
The nerd kid.
The
Right?
nerd kid. That's right. That's right.
That one
Yeah, you're
sucks
right.
so hard. John
The
Candy.
changing character. He just changed
It was-
races a million times.
It was
John
just so.
Candy, dude. Sorry. We know this guy from he's in Home Alone. Welcome to the Fumblers, John Candy. Rest in peace.
Yeah. Welcome.
He sounded like he was a voiceover for fucking Frosty the Snowman or something in like the 30s, dude. It was so bad.
Which character was he?
He was the nerd kid.
Oh,
Really?
shit. Okay.
He
Okay.
played other characters later in the movie,
was
but he
Ben,
was
and
that.
then-
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
He sounded like he
Wow.
was in the fucking Christmas movie from like the 50s. It was so
Yeah, it
horrible.
sounded really bad.
It was so bad.
And it was just like stupid to watch because this kid just gets zapped and he's like, I found this cool space meteor, so I just put it on my shelf in the rock collection. And then he gets zapped into this alternate reality and he's just like, oh, I guess I'm just a huge buff black guy now. Like,
He's
It's
Mr.
in
Manhattan,
purple
Dr.
and all
Manhattan
kinds of-
now.
just completely
Yeah.
goes with it. It was weird.
Yeah.
Okay, not to
But it was like escapism from his reality,
Right.
Like, to
But,
this
like, in a
thing that
bad
maybe
way?
he was always-
And like
I don't know.
what's
He
funny,
fucked some
I-
other chick and then he fucked a bitch he was saving and was like,
oh, gee
my
willikers!
God.
Wow, 2 in one day. So stupid,
Yeah.
dude.
Oh man. Which is like hilarious because that's what the South Park episode is about. Kenny is like he's like getting so close to touching this girl's boobs in
Yeah.
the episode.
And then they knock
but
him
he
out of the
comes out of
high.
his-
Then
Yeah, he
he's
comes out of his
pissed.
trip before he can, and he's just pissed. He's like addicted to cat pit, or it's cat spray.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh my God.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say this in my review, but I'll just say it now. I feel like that kid, the character itself,
Yeah.
I feel like that is the person that wrote this whole fucking movie, dude.
yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Some
It
little
is-
kid's fucking dream.
It is
I
a
don't know.
horny.
Fantasies.
It is a horny and high 14-year-old
Yes.
who wrote
Yeah.
this movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so after the kid, is it the whole military or like the what is that like
The
World
plane-
War
plane
II
one?
plane shit?
Somewhere in
I
there.
thought it
We'll
was
go with
was
that.
it the aliens, the high aliens?
Oh,
Coke
yeah, that was
ones?
that was so fucking weird too. Like,
Yeah,
I was
that one
laughing because I don't know.
They
yeah,
Because
did,
you
like, the
didn't realize what
cocaine
it
off the
was, and you're like, nah,
floor.
bro. They're just like California surfer dudes. I don't know. It was
Yeah.
funny. And the robot fucks that girl.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that was
so
actually
weird.
good.
That was also John
Yeah.
Candy, that little robot.
the robot
That's
was
funny. Yeah, what's it with like robots and being like super charismatic? Like I don't know, even in like Star Wars movies, some of them are super sly. Like Rogue One, it's like
Oh,
super.
yeah.
I don't know. They're just
constantly
cool.
updating their drivers, dog. They just got those
On top of
charisma
that,
drivers,
Yeah.
current times sarcasm jokes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
and on top of the sex drivers that they have. But
NVIDIA
okay,
2.05 sex drive.
God,
That's
God.
funny. Oh shit.
so weird. Yeah, and again, and then like it constantly keeps going back to like the little girl being forced to watch these like smut videos where it's just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Jesus, what, why? Yeah, and then it's the World War II, or like I don't know what war that is, but it's like
Zombies
The
and shit. That was
military-
kind of crazy.
that was like
Yeah.
maybe the coolest one in a way, but also it felt like it should have been a music video, like we had for our
Exactly.
hype video. You know, like
Yeah.
it was just like this. There's absolutely no story here. Like zero story is happening.
It was like a
It's just
couple
like-
minutes almost. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
just
just saying that
interesting.
the orb has been in every war. He's created every war. This and that. It's like okay, dude.
Okay, dude. Yeah, and then it goes into I think the whole space guy rapist. What is his name? The courtroom
I have
thing.
no idea.
Yeah.
That dude kind of hulked
So
out
weird.
a little bit or whatever.
Hulked out, didn't make any sense, but he was part of it, and that was like part of the plan the whole time. Ay.
That was the weirdest
Weird.
part. The most. I don't know. The one that didn't fit.
And that- And that
The
was
other
that's what was weird is that okay, so like this orb is supposed to be like the embodiment of evil, and then he goes
He's like helping.
and he's like trying to like get this guy in jail, right? Like because he starts calling him like a pervert and all this kind of stuff, and I'm just like, wait, aren't you supposed to be bad? Wouldn't you be helping this guy?
But I think that was
Because he
like
goes into the guy who's on on the stand, right?
But, like,
You know?
it turns out that like that was also part of the plan, right? Because like the plan was for him, was it? I don't know, because he just gets super buff and then crashes and destroys everything, and then he
Yeah.
pays him the money, and then he just goes back to like that little janitor type guy,
He kills
Mhm.
him.
and then he kills him.
Weird. I guess
I feel like
evil
we're
wins at
missing
the
one.
end.
Are we missing one? Because after that,
well-
wasn't
think
it
so.
The
last
like
one?
badass
Yeah.
boss babe girl.
Was that the
Is
one?
that was that? We might be missing one, but
This
if
one?
who fucking cares at this point?
Yeah, I don't know.
Right. So yeah, which that one was so weird. Like it was cool, but also it was just like she's like, why is she just naked? Like, I don't know. Why is she just naked all of the time?
I don't
It's
know.
like
It's like the
sick
birth, dude.
montage of fucking getting
Yeah.
dressed
Yeah, of
into
her
like
just
a
getting
couple-
dressed into
Honest-
nothing, into ribbons.
some boots.
She's like getting
Honestly-
like the baddest fucking warrior who's gonna like gear out in all this crazy army seemingly, or armor seemingly, and then she just dresses
Yeah.
into like a couple of ribbons. And
Her
It
I
was
love
fucking
that
cool.
screaming
Honestly,
bird.
it was fucking cool.
it was fun to watch.
My score is gonna be based
Heavily
on,
weighted on that.
on that and the taxi driver. Like when that last final like arc started, the music was hitting, dude.
Oh my god.
Dude.
Okay, wait. Is this?
The
Oh, yeah.
soundtrack,
The soundtrack
was
does a lot.
hitting.
The
Is
soundtrack
And
this-
it wasn't even any metal music. It wasn't any mainstream shit.
Is this
It
the
was just
one?
some instrumental shit,
The
and I was
synthy
like,
stuff?
"Yo, it was."
Is this where it
was-
starts in like a pub city? It looked like Planet of the Apes. Everyone's chilling, and then it goes
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
That is
Yeah.
not. That is a metal song, baby.
Oh,
That-
really?
that
well, then
is-
sign me up. Give me that fucking link because I'm listening to that right
okay.
now.
It's Black Sabbath,
it was-
dude.
Really?
Yes. Okay.
What?
So it's
Really?
the song is called E5150. It's like some instrumental fucking synthy shit. You've heard it live, I guarantee it. Because that song leads into Mob Rules. When that song, because I heard the synth, I was like, let's fucking go. And then the Mob Rules comes on while it's going crazy in the city. That shit popped off so hard for me, dude. I was so excited.
Man.
God damn,
That
that
was-
was the best part of the
Man.
movie, that song. I mean, which isn't really...
Like it was
movie.
doing all kinds of things. Like I was like one eye open, about to just like. I was like, okay, this movie's. I'm done. And then like I was like, wait a second, something's happening here. I was like, is this good? I was like, are we getting somewhere? And I was like, I don't even mind the titties. I don't mind this. I don't mind that. I was like, she seems sick. I was like, she's a badass bitch. I was like, she's about to get shit done. Like I was in for that arc, and like
No, and there was like
honestly,
there was like
they should have just did that arc. They like that would have been
That could have been the
almost
whole
enough for
movie.
me.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was the longest part, too. Because it was like,
yeah.
it was.
this is my final vision or whatever. And there was like 25 minutes left. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
And it was
And
like
it was popping
Mandalorian
off.
vibes, like in the fucking whole alien bar kind of thing, which was
Yeah.
fun, like the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
You know. What I also just love about that scene is how like all of those high priests or whatever, they're just like, we need to pray to this warrior goddess to like come and save all of us, and they pray, and like all of them are fucking dead. Like literally everyone is fucking dead by the time she gets there because it took her so goddamn long to put on those 3 ribbons. And everyone's dead. And it's just like, oh, she saved the city. She didn't save anything. But
Well,
She's a hero, man.
she's a hero.
but that's the thing. Her bloodline crossed over through the terrestrial plane into that little girl
orb.
at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
weird. That's why it felt like it should have just been that last arc. Because it connected to the one through line of that little girl. I
Yeah.
was like, wait, what?
I mean, they're just showing you the background of the orb that it just
Yeah.
does stupid shit,
Right.
and it's just I don't
Yeah.
know. But it's all based off of like little short novels that they had in the magazines before this and that. So
They
it's
just
like
tossed it all in. you know?
I totally get why they decide to do something like, spiritual successor, Love, Death, and Robots. I understand why, and I felt like that's just a way to do it. I think
Yeah.
I'm all about bringing heavy metal back. Bring it back. Do it in a Netflix series.
Episodes.
It's 2021.
Yeah.
Do it in episodes, and I think people will smoke weed and watch it.
Smoke weed.
You have to watch Love, Death, and Robots then.
It's so much
Yeah.
better. Like, honestly,
No, I
it's
need to
very
watch
good.
that.
It's really good.
Some episodes, you're feeling, dude. You're feeling after like 5 minutes. You're like, holy shit! How did they build this world in that short a time? I don't know.
Dude.
Heavy Metal
Some
did
of them,
not do that.
Thank you, Heavy Metal.
true. There's some Love, Death, and Robots episodes that, and I've only seen the first season, but they just like randomly will pop into my head one day.
Yep.
Really?
Beef
Think
Supreme
about
and
it.
Chat Beyond the Aquila Rift or whatever. That is fucking crazy, dude. That episode is wild.
Yeah. Okay. So that's
Z
pretty much
Fumblers.
that's pretty much all of the chapters, right? I mean, do we go over most of them? Then it kind of just comes back to that little girl and what even happened? I don't even remember what happened
He
to
was
the
like
fucking
telling
orb.
stories, but like it happened at the same time because he
He's
exploded.
like trying to zap her. How come? I don't know. I didn't understand how some people touch the orb, they fucking melt, and then other people touch the
Yeah.
orb and they're just like, ah, we're Gucci. It's
They
like,
weren't the
fine.
chosen ones, bro. No, I don't know.
yeah, I don't know.
Or like
just
maybe
don't
they
know.
were the chosen ones.
It was just weird because
didn't
he was. It seemed like he was telling tall tales, and then at the end, it was concurrent with the little girl because he exploded when the other story ended. I don't know. It was weird.
Well, I
Yeah,
think
that's true. Yeah.
he made the mistake of showing her that she had the power of the bad boss bitch at the end of the movie.
So she
He-Man
did.
She's
power.
yeah, because she the bad boss bitch like killed that orb at the end of her little arc, but he somehow survived because it's like Star Wars, nobody dies, and like he's here and he's like trying to stop the next heir, and then she's the next heir, and then she's like, oh shit, I'm badass too, and I'm fucking flying on a fucking little
Screaming
Tyrannosaurus fucking
Pterodactyl.
pterodactyl
That scream was
chicken.
hilarious, dude.
Dude, the scream was just a guy going, ah!
It's so
That was
funny.
bothering me so much. I
Me
was like, this is
too.
so bad.
Me too.
Why? Why? Oh, Jesus.
So
That's
The
funny.
great.
80s, brother.
Yeah. I mean, they had a budget of 9 million. I feel like you could hire
Nobody's
sound
nobody's
technician.
job was making alien animal noises yet at that point.
I
Probably.
mean, it was, yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
All right. That's
Alright,
pretty much the
anything
fucking
else?
movie, right?
The
That's
soundtrack
it, man.
is
The soundtrack slaps.
is
We've
very
won- we've
good,
won a-
but like it didn't like
It's a lot of
connect
Devo
to the
for
movie. Like it just felt like they just threw it on top. You know what I mean? It didn't
Yeah.
need to
Yeah.
be there, but like that's the only thing that elevated it.
taxi cab driver scene. You got some
open
ballad
arms,
journey.
some journey. Yeah, I was just gonna
Little
say
bit
that tied in. I was like, okay,
set the
No, but
mood. We fucking
good
Yep.
man.
we
No, there
fucking.
was, I think you were trying to touch on it, James, but there was elements of like a regular soundtrack that were good too. Like they,
There was
But I don't even
some-
know if well he said that was Black Sabbath. Now my mind's
that
blank,
one
and I gotta go.
specifically. There was others that was. It honestly wasn't that
yeah, I
good.
think there's.
I don't know. Whenever she was flying on the fucking beast and just like
That was
Going
definitely its
through
own
all-
thing. Yeah.
okay, then that was when I was just like, yo, I was like, this
Good.
music's hitting. It was hitting for me like a lot.
All right.
So not even metal.
What else you guys got? Any other fun
I didn't look
factoids
at
we
my
got
notes
before we
once.
go into ratings? I think
Hold on, let me
think we're
see.
about there.
I don't know. Yeah, that's it. The coolest visual that I remember was, I think it was she was flying on her bird thing, but there was like a giant monster and the rib cage was surrounding like the city. God, that shit was cool as fuck. You remember
Oh,
that?
Yeah, or like the guy got killed, and then it zoomed out in when she started flying, and it was part of the mountain that she was flying by, like a desolated city. Like there was some really cool shots. Like I don't know,
Yeah.
like a lot of like the openings of the refrigerators and stuff like that. Like I thought it was like really coolly thought out. Like just different little angles than just showing us like plain angles. I thought they did a good job, just like
Yeah.
There was some
putting us in the world.
for 81. There was some weird animation choices, I guess you could call it. I felt like there was, I don't know if CG existed, but it had to have for at least one part where she was flying and like the scene was just kind of moving towards you and like he was moving and shit. It looked really weird.
Oh,
Really
okay. I think I know.
I wonder if
Yeah.
that was CG. It had to have been because it looked very different than the rest of the movie, but also at the end of the movie when the house explodes and it's just a practical fucking house.
Yeah, was that practical? It looked like just
It was for sure, yeah.
yeah, I was
It
like,
was
okay.
weird. It threw me off a little.
It was, yeah, it didn't fit, to be fair. All right, so
that's
let's jump into ratings. I absolutely don't want to go first on this one.
I'll go first. Okay.
James,
All
go
right.
for it.
James has got it.
Sheesh. Watching this movie, I was just kind of thrown for a loop. Just the entire time wishing it was a TV series. So I'm gonna have to watch the spiritual successor that is Love, Death, and Robots.
Yes.
But just a lot of it just felt just kind of just why for me. It was just kind of like why, what's wrong with Corman? Why would he choose this movie? Why would they do this in 1981? I
Right.
thought we were more stuck up back in the days, but I guess everyone's doing drugs, so makes sense. Animation. I thought it was kind of. I was instantly kind of sucked in with the little space guy flying in. Felt sort of mocappy for me. I thought it was kind of interesting. I was excited to see where it goes, and then it just kind of nosedives deep down. Just like nosedives. Like there's just like a lot of inconsistencies, maybe artistical, stylistic choices by the animators and designers, but just more annoying than cool, right? Like not really like didn't add to the effects, but cut out the middle half of the movie. I liked the airplane parts. Like that was like the most brutal parts. Like it was interesting to see. Like it was really cool, brutal, all that kind of stuff. The druggy aliens, whatever, the rapist chin guy, who cares? Taxi driver into the badass boss chick. Though that was like my favorite part, but just the soundtrack was slapping at that end scene. But all that being said, it's just I don't know. I guess if we had grown up in that era, I feel like we probably would all be reading Heavy Metal Mag, probably, right? Because we want to be different. We want to be outside of the norm because we're fucking edgy kids or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think
Is that
that's just like the
controversial?
disconnect between us. You know, like disconnect between us seeing this movie. I would not recommend this to anybody. That being said, I would not recommend this. I don't know why. I guess maybe if you're a fan of like the newer stuff, if you're really a fan of like the weird shit, Tim and Eric, kind of late night, you're coming off your stone, you blaze or whatever. I don't know. This is interesting. I enjoyed some parts, but most of it's just like it's just why.
Why?
It's just
But
why.
why? 5.5 out of me.
All right. 5.5 out of James. Who wants to go next?
I do.
All right, Taryn, take it away.
It's like I guess I had the most history with the movie. I feel like I like metal music the most out of all you guys. But like none of that even matters in this movie. Like the music honestly didn't have to be the music that was in the movie, like the features of the different bands and stuff. Like it just felt most of it felt out of place, I guess. And it was just like, oh, it's called heavy metal, let's throw heavy metal into this movie. Those were the best parts of the movie, was literally the remembering that Blue Oyster Cult song exists, which I fucking love that song. It's like the first song that comes on, and then the Black Sabbath song Mob Rules, dude. That song fucking rules. Those two moments were like the hypest parts of the movie for me because of the music. It had nothing to do with the fucking movie itself. I was just like, oh shit, this song exists, and I'm really happy. I'm gonna listen to this all week now. But I don't know. You're saying like the James was saying like the animation was like interesting at least. I don't know if you say you liked it or not, but the first part where it was like real life people and like green screened onto like space and shit was cool as fuck. But the rest of it was very ugly to me. Like it was kind of maybe like a product of its time in that way. But I don't know. It just felt weird. I kind of liked a lot of like it was almost like chicken scratch. Like you can see like the pencil markings on some of this shit. Like it was that part was cool. Like you could tell it was made by fucking human hands and all this shit. But I don't know. The art is not enough. Like last week we did Akira and it was like even if you don't it doesn't make sense, you don't like anime, like the art style alone is enough to watch this movie. Like this movie is like heavy metal is like nah. Like it's not enough. The voice acting was honestly terrible. Like I get
Oh,
it because back then animated movies weren't huge. This movie
They weren't
got
taking-
yeah, they got a lot of bigger actors it seemed like for this movie, maybe to help it or something, but they obviously did not know how voice acting works because John Candy, I love you, but like what the fuck? That shit sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know what else. Let's see. So actually one part that I really like when she goes into the bar, the bad whatever you called her, boss babe, fucking whatever. And the band was so weird to me. Like
Yeah.
their instruments
It
were
was Devo.
crazy. Wait,
Wasn't it Devo?
Oh, maybe, but their instruments were so crazy, and that dude's eyes were all fucked up. Like, I was like, I wish the movie was this creative the whole time. Like that
Mhm.
It was
band.
the Devo glasses, dude.
That makes
that's
sense.
what that dude
Because
looks
I guess
like.
I associate Devo with the red Lego hat or whatever the hell that is.
Yeah, but he has like this crazy. Yeah. Oh yeah, he looks crazy.
I just
Looks
wish it
crazy.
was more creative in that way, because the rest of it was kind of bland. I don't know, but I don't know. I didn't necessarily enjoy this movie. I wouldn't recommend it alongside James over here. I was reading 5-star reviews of this movie on Letterboxd, and
Wow.
it was awful. I hated reading those reviews. They were so cringe, dude.
You don't get it.
Like, oh my god, like this movie is it's so good, blah blah blah, best soundtrack of all time. I'm like, it's just other music. Like it doesn't. I don't know. I don't like that argument. I
Yeah.
guess. And it's just weird to me that this is a cult classic in any way. Like maybe the animation, like people that are animators are like, oh shit, like that was like one of the first kind of big things, or whatever, maybe. But I don't know. I agree with James. I think it would have worked better as a show. Maybe if the whole movie was about the first or last scenes, would have been better.
Yeah.
But I ultimately didn't like this movie. Besides the music was the high point for me. I don't know what to rate it. Maybe a 4.7. We'll say.
All right. 4.7 out of 10. Jay, you always complain about going last, so we'll let you go third. Go ahead.
Sure, okay. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to recommend this movie, I think. I'm not like sad that I watched it, but like I'm not gonna go preach it to the world, you know? I think that the soundtrack was cool. There's a lot of nostalgia there. There's like a lot of things I hadn't heard in a long time. And I think that for us, it just hit a little bit differently than like it would to just some other person if you just recommended it, right? So that definitely helped. But yeah, like the middle chapters are just not that good. There's funny parts, but the beginning and the ending are really the best. The whole like it inspired Love, Death, and Robots, like I'm trying not to let that affect my score because I feel like it's not fair that it could, but like it did open the door to it, you know? So hard to give it a super low score just because of how good that show is. But yeah, I mean, that's I feel like we're all kind of on the same page here, which is interesting because it feels like it's been a while. Um, but yeah, it's like fine. I don't know. I'm not sad I watched it. I'm not gonna recommend it, but I can't say I didn't enjoy it. Like I kind of did. Um, and I love what it's done for the rest of the space. So I think for me, like I have to be a little bit nicer to it and give it like a 5.8. It's like almost a 6, you know?
Okay.
Okay.
5.8 out of J.
I didn't even mention. I didn't even mention how like. I guess the times are different. How misogynistic this movie is. Every woman is just naked and it's just horrible. I hate it every second of it.
It's just weird.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll take it away. Boy, yeah, I think what Taryn said, I think it was Taryn, where you were just like, this movie seems like it was written by that little boy in the second chapter. It just feels like it was written by a horny bag of cocaine. I don't know. It's just so it doesn't
The little
it
smiley
doesn't
face
make
on it.
it doesn't make any sense. And I remember after the movie ended, I was watching the credits roll and I was just seeing all of these names and I'm just like, you guys were all on board with this? Like what?
Yeah.
So I'm on James's team where I'm just
Yeah.
like, why?
Yeah.
Why did you guys let this happen? You know?
Some bigger name actors, like I'm just like,
it's just
who?
so-
They must have been given a ton of cocaine. Like, yo, just like do
Exactly.
this, like,
Not
like,
even
like
money, just
nice little,
cocaine.
nice little
They're
trade. Yeah,
getting
cocaine's
cocaine.
expensive, dude.
Sure.
Yeah,
That
and
9 milli had to go somewhere, dude.
exactly. 4.5 of that 9 million is the cocaine budget. Changed my mind. Yeah, it's just I don't know. There's just so many questions as to why, and I think part of me gets why this is a cult classic because I don't think that you watch this movie to enjoy it as a film and be like, wow, this is really cool. The story arcs are cool. It's interesting. The art style. I don't think you watch this movie for that reason. I think you watch this movie as like, dude, look at how fucking crazy shit was back in 1981. This is kind of hilarious.
It's a laughing at you, not with you kind of
Exactly.
experience.
Exactly.
You know, for
And, like,
me.
that's why I think that's the only place that I think that it lands is that watching it today, I was like, this is funny how bad this is. You know, it's just funny how terrible this is. And so I don't know. I mean, you know, everyone's already said pretty much everything there is to say. The soundtrack was cool, but was it fitting? Probably not. I don't know. I mean, the voice acting was bad. The story arcs were pretty terrible, except for maybe a couple of exceptions. I don't know. I think you guys are being pretty generous with this one. I'm way lower on the scales. This is a 4 out of 10 for me. I don't know.
Okay.
Still within like a point or two.
Yeah.
Because-
But yeah, so okay, that brings us to a collective 5 out of 10. But I do want to mention something really quick. When you Google this movie, Heavy Metal 1981, a lot of times Google will say like, here's the reviews from IMDb, here's the reviews from Rotten Tomatoes. This one has a category for Best Buy. There is a Best Buy review for this like category for this. You click on it, it'll take you to almost 350 reviews with a collective score of 4.6 out of 5 stars.
I don't get it.
Wow.
That is like an insanely high score, and it's
The cult is strong, bro.
but again, that just
Yeah.
echoes my point where I think people are making fun of this movie. Where it's just like, haha, it's so bad. Let's rate it really high. I don't know. I'm not gonna do that. This
And like
movie's
that has
funny,
to be like a direct like thing from the magazine. It's just like, oh, you know, it's schmutt. Like
Sure, yeah.
it's just like, yo, did you check out the new heavy metal mag? Like, did you see that crazy alien with big old titties? Like, it's like it's like this thing. It's like and nobody's taking this seriously. Maybe we should just quit our jobs. We're taking this too seriously. Oh, it's a 9 out of 10. You know what? Look, can we roll
We're
this?
changing the
Like,
score.
we're just being. We got a thumb up our ass.
Yeah, no,
Way
and
too
and I
serious.
don't want to like rate it so much. It was like, oh, the cinema, like I don't want to like go too
Yeah.
heavy into it, but I'm just like, I don't know, it wasn't that good. I don't know, 4 out of
Well, I
10.
think like times have changed again, you know, and like
Yeah.
the cult that's strong there is not like for us, really, you know. I don't know.
They're
It
out
was a
here
main for us.
laughing at
Some of
rape
us,
jokes
it was
and shit.
recommended by
Yeah.
somebody our age, so
Yeah, for sure. But there's always those outliers, man. That's exactly like heavy
Yeah.
metal itself,
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
which is
All right.
interesting.
So again, the Fumbler score for us, a nice solid 5 out of 10. What do you guys think about this movie? Let us know. Find all of our socials. All of those are at filmfumblers.com. Next week, we are reviewing Fantastic Mr. Fox. That is going to be our final animation film. So be sure to tune in for that. We will see you guys next week. And until then, have a great night. Cheers, guys. See ya.
Cheers.